Take good notes. A raw and emotional true story about a mother's relentless fight to tell the truth about her son's imprisonment. When her son is accused of being a murderer, aggressor, and abuser, her world shatters. But the truth tells a very different story. This is Tonya Branch, and this is her reminder to take good notes.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Carissa Fox. I am a friend of Tonya's, and this is Tonya Branch.
I'm Tonya Branch, yes. So we're here on another take of part of the Take Good Notes storybook that I wrote, referencing to my son and his dog, Zoe. That's the dedication to it, and there's purposes for everything. So we're just diving in today.
Yeah, we've already kind of gone through your life and kind of where you landed, where you were during your last pregnancy, which is with your son Sawyer, who ends up being the subject of this book.
Right.
And so after you had Sawyer, tell me about what life was like in the early years for your kids. You had all four of them, and then you had more even because Ryan brought his kids along for the ride too. So now you had, how many did you have at total? Like 7? 6 or 7? 6.
We call it the
football
field. Yeah, well, I think I even made a shirt that said, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, there's 6.
Life was actually really good. The kids were having fun. We're still financially poor at this point, not poverty, but I mean mediocre. I mean just paycheck to paycheck, it is what it is. Even with an extra income coming in now with Ryan, we were still doing our thing.
Just a normal middle class family.
We were, no more, no less, but we were making it work. The kids got what they needed. We seemed all settled, to be truthful with you. There was spurts in the relationship with me and Ryan where he had that fucking wandering eye again, but hey, it was better than getting beat the fuck out of, so I'll take that any day of the week, I guess, and that's how my brain balanced things at the time. And it is what it is. I don't know. Okay,
so you have these 4 children. You guys are in this middle class living condition, which is just great and happy. And the kids, they're all doing well. And then, because at the time, you're working at a mechanic shop, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, but that started years before I had met Ryan. I was in an automotive field and basically just being a service writer and a manager, and I kind of progressed up. And I always knew that I wanted to own a shop. It had gotten to that level. I got maxed out at all my jobs. And at that point, I knew I wanted more.
And you saw how well mechanics did, or shop owners.
Well, I don't necessarily I knew how successful they were. I just knew I needed more. And it wasn't probably even for financial reasons. It was, I wanted growth. My objective was growth. That's what I set out for to do.
So what did you suggest to Ryan?
Let's open up a shop.
Well, was he even a mechanic?
No.
That's what I mean. So what did you suggest to Ryan?
God. All right,
You told him, have you ever thought about being a mechanic?
He was a construction worker. I guess you'd call it construction, just whatever they do, I don't know. And that's it. This hit and miss stuff with the rain and snow, construction workers don't generally work through all that. And working for me was a priority. It wasn't a question mark of whether you were going to or not. You're going to, because now I had learned from my previous, you're not going to be like him. We're not going to skip out on the work. We're going to work. So you want to work? And he goes, okay, I want you to be a mechanic.
How did he react to that? Because that's kind of, a weird thing, just all of a sudden, your spouse telling you, I want you to be this. Was he like, okay, or was he...
No, he was perfectly fine with it. He said, I'm going to give it a whack.
Yeah.
And he was damn good.
Yeah.
He learned so quick. He didn't go to school for it or nothing. He's one of those people, just like our son, you just figure it the fuck out. You're learning, and he's fast, he's efficient, and he's smart. You pick up things. He's one of those, and he did very well. And I thought,
He was working under. Was he at your shop working under people or a different shop?
so initially he started off at one of these little franchise chains, and then we converted to working together. But he was at a different location, and suited me just fine. Money's coming in. Hey, things are going well. But again, there was this block of Tonya's not progressing. I've been this for years. I'm ready to do something different. And he had gotten to a point where, years had went by, he got really good. So I said, let's do it. So I cashed out my 401k, and I think it was $5,000 at the time. And I know looking back now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it was enough for that deposit. And
It was enough to get this ball rolling.
Man, once that deposit hit, okay, now I am stressed. And I asked my old boss, can I come back to work if this fails? He said, for sure. I was like, thank God. All right. But I was scared. But we still did it. And we never would have known unless we took that leap of faith to do it. So we opened up an automobile repair shop to start with, one.
And I'm going to have to tell you, as I've known you through all these years, and as we're progressing through this story, that is one thing about you, is that you do take these risks. You do take risks.
I don't know if necessarily if they're all good risks, but yeah.
But you're willing to do that.
I'm willing to
and you
do what it
have
takes.
been, you've been willing to step outside of the box all along.
Yes.
Even
when it wasn't comfortable, literally.
This was probably the most scary one, though. Here you have 6 children. You both aren't rich.
No.
And you're taking, both of you, a leap of faith at the same time. So you're opening up this shop together. And what's fun about you is that you had this kind of different spin on what an automotive experience would be like. That shops that you opened, because it was eventually more than one shop, had an aesthetic to them.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about what kind of environment you wanted to create.
Well, I already knew because I'd worked there so long. I think it was a total of 17 years it was only 2 I ever worked at. But I knew they were doing things, and I knew that I was basically in charge of it, so I had already led it to where I needed it to be anyway. But they said certain things that they did not like or do and things like that. I knew that I was going to be honest. I knew I was going to take charge when it needed to happen. And I knew I wasn't going to take no shit, even off of customers. And I hate to say that, and some people are like, oh God, customer satisfaction is a big thing, and that's great and dandy. But when they become to the point where they're not so polite and they do things that are not okay, I knew I was going to be the first one to tell them.
Yeah.
And I did.
And you were going to be real about it.
Oh, very.
So that was part of the reputation, as well as people knew that they could come in and bring in. Women felt comfortable coming in because you were in there.
Oh yeah.
And you offered
Well, we laughed, we joked. It was like a family. It was just fun.
It looked like a family room in there.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. It was clean.
Yeah, it was clean.
We had
nice.
all the little necessities, and I loved decorating the candy. It was like home. It was a second home.
Kids came in. You had a monkey.
Oh yeah, Caesar.
That people loved to see. So
Caesar was a little trifling, but we loved him.
And then you're very creative. So also you used your creativity and your signs and advertising too.
Yeah. So we had to come up with a hook line, and we did. It was to basically bring people in. The hook line was fix it now, pay later. And I actually got the idea from a customer. And when we first opened up, she was like, do you have any payment options? No, I don't, but the fuck I will. And at the time, back in the day, there was no other third parties that were willing to help with this. We did in-house financing. And basically, it was your word that you were going to pay. Your word that you were going to pay. Now, you'd think we'd get fucked a lot with that, right? We did not. It was a few and far between that didn't pay. But me, because of who I am and what I do, I mean, I made a do-do list. If you didn't pay your bill, you were going to do-do list. And it said do-do list on the door, on the front door.
Oh, you actually put it for everybody to see.
Hell yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You fuck me, I'm gonna fuck you. Okay, listen, it's a small community. Tell all your friends that they fucked me, okay? Because I don't want them coming here no more because it's not what we do. I'm trying to treat you right, treat us right.
Well, you
and
were
pay your bill.
catering to people like yourself at the time because you knew how hard it was. Like
Yeah.
you were catering to like the middle class or people that couldn't really afford things
Yeah.
right at the moment.
And they were super great people. Like so many. I can't really think of like maybe one or two that were really no good. Like, okay, don't ever come back. But all in all, the customers were fantastic. And the more we pushed hard for them on getting situated with their payments, they told everyone. And it became so popular and it maxed us out. And when I say maxed us up, the shops were full. We didn't have any more room. We were weeks out continuously. It was so crazy how fast it happened. I'm probably thinking it happened within that first 3 months.
Right. So very quickly with your focus on ensuring like a normal person could afford to get things done and your focus on customer service, which you did, put you guys in a very successful position to where you had to open up other shops and you slowly became, not really even slowly, I think probably quickly became very successful.
We did. Even with the first store, we were already knowing, okay, this is good. We're gonna, even if we had just stayed there, it would have been perfectly fine. But I'm looking at customers because they needed more that I couldn't provide at that point. We need to open more for them. And we did just that.
And so this was kind of a transition period of, you know, your life changing as well. Like, so not only are you married to a new man, you have a child with this new man, you open a business with this new man, and now you have a completely different life, wouldn't you say, than you did before?
Yeah.
Like 100% different, and you're probably feeling like the cards that you're being dealt are good and everything's good.
I wasn't worried about whether my husband was coming home that night. I wasn't worried about
Well, you guys
is
work
he
together.
bringing drugs in here. I wasn't worried about any of that. It wasn't really a thing, so I didn't have to worry as much.
So your kids, everybody, you move to a different neighborhood. You guys start doing so well that you move, and new schools. And by this time, Sawyer is like 7, right? Or it's
7 or 8.
7 or 8 when you're moving to the new neighborhood, and that's, you know, for everybody that's listening to this podcast, that's where Tonya and I met. We've known each other about 11 years now,
Okay.
something like that.
Sounds about right.
Because we're neighbors, and I was a transplant from Colorado. She's lived in this area, but they came to the neighborhood and we got to know each other. And my daughter at the time was about 7. Her son, her youngest, Sawyer, was 8 or 9, whatever it was, whatever those ages are. But we became friends. And maybe if you're wondering kind of about the dynamic of how this came together, that's when it really started to come together, where we're even together and friends today. But from what I witnessed and what I saw in these businesses, like, they were a powerhouse. And what was really interesting, Tonya, which maybe a lot of people, maybe didn't know, but the shop thing was your idea, and you were driving that train, so once again, we're kind of looking at things outside the box, and, getting like a woman opening a mechanic shop, not just 1, 3. Very successful ones, and driving
After
that
we had
train.
opened them, I gave Richard a lot of, I needed to make sure he knew what he was doing, and he caught on very quickly. I don't want to take away the part that Richard was, and was for the longest time. Like he would do as he was told. So if he needed to go handle something at the county, he'd do it. I mean, licensing and all. He was on point.
Very
He'd gotten
active.
very good.
Yeah, well, obviously.
He gotten very good.
Obviously.
I say, all right, I can trust this process and know it's going to get done, going to be done right. Okay, this is even better. While I'm at the counter, still just selling shit. That's what I do, sell shit. Okay.
And so at the time that all this is getting successful and Richard's, the lead mechanic, everything's going really well, your youngest son starts to show an interest in being a mechanic. But not just that, also Paul, your third son, is showing an interest in being a mechanic as well.
Yeah, that came when oh God. My little baby. I love him so much. He's the quiet one. Connor's the quiet one.
No, Connor,
that was my middle child.
yeah, so
Paul.
We're getting confused with all these names that we have to,
Yeah.
that's not their real names. Okay, yes, Paul is
the
quiet
third
one.
boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So many of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's fine.
Paul's interested also, but
He didn't get that way until he was about 19.
right.
Believe it or not, I didn't know. I mean, I'm thinking, hell, what are we going to do? You're going to be a dog groomer, tattoo, what are you going to be? I'm naming off all these things. He didn't want to go to college.
Yeah, which is
And
all
so
right.
I'm like, okay, well, what do we want to be? He finally said, I want to take a whack at it. Okay, come on.
Yeah. And
Needless
your
to
youngest
say.
one was interested in it the whole time, and so you're like blossoming mechanics as well.
Well, and I forgot Jules. She was also after school running the counter. I mean, she was in it doing it. Okay, this is really coming
family
well.
business.
Yes,
This is a
it was
family
coming together
business.
very well.
And there was dreams for all the kids to get together and have their own shop one day.
Oh boy, that part. Yes. They were supposed to have a shop. We sold. We had basically knew we were at the end of it where we said, okay, it's time for the kids to take off. I was getting burnt out. So they were going to take that role and do their own thing. And I thought, okay, this is good. This is really good. So all of them had a plan to have their own shop.
The three of them. So
three of them.
Jules, Paul, and Sawyer.
Now Connor, he had went in the military and he was doing his own thing. And very, very successful. I don't want to take anything from him because he did amazing. He just didn't like that life that and that was perfectly
okay.
fine. But needless to say, that dream never happened.
Yeah, so, and that was, kind of where I was going to lead, that there was a turn of events that kind of started to get their roots in during that transition. So you guys retired and had plans to actually help the kids get their dream of opening up their own shop. But there was another element to the story that started to take place. And Sawyer, okay, so before we get into that, Sawyer's a good-looking kid, right? Like he's a handsome boy.
I'm his mama, so of course I think so.
No, he's a handsome boy, and the girls liked Sawyer.
Yeah.
And Sawyer had no problem like catching the eye of women in general.
I said he was just like his daddy.
So Sawyer was starting, before all of this really took root, Sawyer started to see this girl named Amber.
Amber.
Yeah, Amber.
Yeah.
And so as he started to see Amber, let's just start there because this really truly is like the fork in the road. This is the moment where the crack in the dream starts to happen.
Yeah.
This is where the thread in the sweater starts to unravel.
Yeah.
and it started with them getting together. So tell everyone how Sawyer and Amber met and when. And this is kind of crucial too, because this is a time where everybody was kind of struggling, right? 2020.
So I think Sawyer was 16. Yeah, I think he was about 16. And keep in mind, he had girlfriends. I already knew he was a little playboy, and it was fine with me. And I actually encouraged him to date a lot. I didn't say fuck a lot. I said date a lot. I wanted them all to really figure out what they liked in a person and what they didn't like. What does your person look like? And if you go with the first thing, like I had done, you don't know any better. That was my thought process. So, looking back now, I don't know if that was a really good idea or a really fucked up idea. But I met Amber when she was, I think she was 19 or 20. She was a few years older
than he was. And they met over COVID, right?
I don't remember, to be truthful with you. I don't remember. I remember it was the summertime and we were on our little lake beach, and I seen this redhead popping down her head. And honestly, I must tell you that I thought nothing of it, because I saw him like running water. I mean, it was a girl every other week. Which one's he with today? And it didn't matter to me, because I thought he's young. He should be seeing and dating other people. I thought it was okay. She didn't speak. It was very standoffish. I knew right away that ain't gonna be the one. She's not gonna be the one. But I didn't voice that yet. I just knew I would never see her again, because remember, I see him all the time. He'll be with somebody next week.
So you kind of had forgotten about the flash of red hair for a while, and then you saw her again, but this time it was a little bit more formal, right?
Yeah, he had probably, hell, I want to say a month or two later. I mean, time had went by. I thought she was long gone, forgotten, but she wasn't. He came over to dinner with her one night and brought her over. And Sawyer was still living, of course, at home. And he asked, could she come over? Okay. Crazy thing is when she came over, she again was standoffish. But me as a mom, I do what I do. I drill the hell out of people. It's very important for me to know where you're from, where you're going, what you're doing, what your life is looking like. I want to make sure. I did it to everyone, not just her. She had factors that I thought were alarming. Again, I didn't think she was going to be in his life. Like, I just knew he would see through all this and not be a thing. Rude. She was rude.
Which is kind of interesting for somebody that you're just meeting to come across that way. I think that would kind of set the tone with anybody that's...
Well, it certainly did.
Yeah.
And from that moment, even after the first go-round, I really didn't like her, to be honest with you. I didn't like her. I thought that she was a little hateful. She moved not polite, not... I don't know, when you're first meeting people, you want to be on your best presentation for that. I'm feeding you dinner. I'm trying to make you a part of this. If this is what y'all want to do, okay, I'll ride with it for a little while. It's okay, we're going to do it. I never really got to that level with her. She really didn't allow that to happen, and I say that as kindly as I can because of the circumstances now.
Yeah, and that stage was set really on the first time you guys met each other, right, and had dinner together, the rudeness. And then it starts, right? Like the words start, the abuse starts. You start to kind of like the cycle that you went through in your years. It started.
It did start.
But it had transitioned from you and started, not only were you experiencing it earlier, but now you were visually seeing it happen.
I'm watching it.
You're watching it. And it starts with her marching, I think, if I remember, this was the first moment, her marching him in to see you, to let you know that he's got a drug problem.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the first time that she had.
That wasn't okay.
Right. But regardless, it is what it is. She came in and said, nasty as fuck, your son's a drug addict.
Didn't she call him a piece of shit?
Piece of shit, all of the above, okay? I normally would have went right to her ass, okay? But she said something important to me that resonated. It said, he was a drug addict. I never heard this before. Where'd this come from? That stuck with me. And then what stuck with me is, well, she didn't come tell me.
You felt a little bit of alliance there.
In her defense, she did come tell me. Okay. But what she was missing out on was a lot of important things that led up to this occasion, and which I found out later. Anyway, Sawyer went to rehab. That got nipped in the bud. Sawyer went to rehab. There was some things that took place in between, and she would jump on his hood of his car, go up to his work, beat in his windshield, beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to kind of lead to on these initial violent episodes. So like, it starts, right, with her like humiliating him. It doesn't really sound like a very caring thing to bring somebody to their mother and be like, he's a piece of shit. It's very humiliating. Even though you were grateful that she did it, kind of, that's not really a loving thing to do. Like, I can't imagine if my husband had something going on, like displaying him like that. That's just not very compassionate. So those are kind of like the first things, but he says that he's going to go to rehab. He has all these things going, but there's this occurrence where he said he was going to stop first, right, but didn't, and then he went to rehab. And isn't that when she showed up at his work to?
That was a different occasion. The one where she wrecked her.
He ended up walking home.
Okay, that was one of the first initials. Yeah, she had demolished his truck. It was undrivable. And then he had to proceed to walking.
So this is where the physical violence, it goes from like this verbal humiliation to actually starting to ruin his things, because she like, it was undrivable. It
wasn't drivable at all. The windshield was caved in like this. His whole dash was bashed up from her kicking it. When the tow truck driver came to pick it up, because of course we were there and we're thinking, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, he said, this girlfriend's crazy as fuck.
So since he couldn't
I didn't disagree.
drive, he ended up walking, and that's when he got arrested. And of course he had, something on him.
Right.
And then it starts to just really proceed from that point.
Correct. And then
how supportive was she while he was in rehab?
Oh, well, I was going to say, after that was over, we sent him off, and I forgot what state we sent him to, but we put him on a plane. Okay, he did his thing. He did so well. But in the backside of it, I got to hear and see what was being said to Sawyer.
We're going to have them edit out that. These slips.
So, but what I saw was she was calling him a piece of shit, no good. You're there with junkies. You're there
to heal.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she cared about the healing part. She cared about the being with him part, and still making the mark, because she knew that other females were there in rehab as well.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So and also during this time, and so this is important to let everybody know. during this time, she needed a place to stay too. So I want everybody to, like, whoever's listening, I want you to remember this one thing. She needed a place to stay.
Right.
That means her family wouldn't let her stay with them.
No.
Her sister wouldn't let her stay with
Nope.
her. Nobody would let her stay with them to
No.
where she's asking to stay with you during the time of rehab. This is really important.
Well, and I like to say, you know, this foster mom thing, we haven't even touched the boundaries with that yet.
I just said nobody was willing to let her stay with them.
No,
She had nowhere to go.
no.
And so Sawyer asked you while he was in rehab if she could stay with you.
Yes.
And you said yes.
I said yes.
Tell everybody about that experience of her living in the house with you. While he's in rehab, while none of her family will let her stay with them.
First of all, I'd like to say that I did it because he asked me to.
Right.
I think he generally had feelings for her at this point, and she's still young. Okay. Temporarily, okay. In the midst of that, though, she's still being a bitch in my own home. And when I say that, she's not smiling and nice. She's cussing my son out. She's calling him pieces of shit over and over and over, right to my face. Screaming, hollering, even on the phone, I could hear it. I mean, it's upstairs, but damn, I mean, it's just wall. You can still hear when somebody's screaming. You're not gonna keep doing that. You're not gonna keep doing that to my son. That's not gonna happen. I made that crystal clear.
So you stopped it.
Get out.
How long did she have to get out? Like a day? Give
I
her like
don't
24 hours?
think we even talked. I'd get the fuck out. Yeah.
All right, so she leaves, and Sawyer gets out of rehab and comes back and is doing well
Uh-huh.
and starts working at your shop.
Yep.
And it doesn't stop though.
No,
So it's kind of like you and Jeff, like how you guys would get back together and then break up and get back together. It's the same thing with Sawyer and Amber.
Unfortunately.
So she started to show up at your work.
Yes. That was traumatic for me. We're probably going to pick that up on another episode, though.
Okay.
Okay. Has it been 30 minutes yet?
Oh no, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I need a break for a second. My God.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't feel like it has been.
I don't know.
What do you want to talk about next?
Well, I guess it's time to pick it up from, because I feel like we're moving so fast, and Sawyer's wearing up that 3, and then we have 3 more to talk about. So it's like, I need to chop it up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have no problem talking like through the rep, because even if,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I know they're gonna probably cut all this out, but like, you're gonna talk about, you know, where people are gonna want to know where he's at now. We're gonna want to know about what your life is doing now, how people are reaching out to you now. Like, there's a lot.
Okay. So we picked it up from her being at the house.
I guess like it's just important to. I mean, did you start to recognize a similar pattern? Like, did you start to see this pattern, like of what you had experienced happening?
Unfortunately, I saw it from day one.
And you were on alert right away.
1,000%.
Did you start to take good notes? Did you start to collect things, whether it be in your brain or write things down early on?
Not immediately. That came after the very first police report.
Mm-hmm.
She had came up to Sawyer's work, and we were out of town at the time, but we were on our way back home. And I get a phone call from Jules, because she was at the front counter. Sawyer worked with her at that location. And Jules says she'd been up here and there's something happening. She sends me a videotape. And what I see in the video is she is hiding the car on a different side of the street and running down to him. She wants to argue with him. She wants to boss him around. She wants to tell him what to do. Sawyer is telling her to go to fuck home. Stop, go, leave. The co-workers are in on this now and telling her to get in her car and leave. He's borrowing my vehicle at this time because his truck had a car accident, different occasion on no problem, the drive shaft or something. But anyway, so he was using mine. And at that point in time, she jumps into the passenger seat of my vehicle, and this is all on video. And the other technicians convince her to get out, so she gets out. Sawyer is trying to leave. She takes her vehicle and in from our work parking lot, goes in from the bowling alley parking lot, swerves around and blocks him in. He backs up. Block, block, block. They're playing cat and dog with the cars at this point. She literally almost hits one of the employees in the parking lot with her vehicle because she just wants him to stay, or I don't know what she wants. What are you going to do in a car? I don't know. I mean, you can't make people just stop, and I don't know. It became a full-blown chase at that point where she's in oppositional traffic. She then put herself in danger also, but as she was speeding off, well, he was in front and he's trying to leave. He tries to hide from her and goes behind this little bank. Yeah, she saw him. She come up in that bitch wide open and then hit this dumpster at the bank and wrecks her vehicle. Now keep in mind, I'm moments away and I'm at full speed because I'm on the phone. I'm a-coming.
And all of this was over what?
Cheating?
Yeah. So these are young kids. You know, monogamy isn't always like, you know, in the blood of a teenager. So to understand motive with all of this, he cheated and she was mad. And so you're on your way, she crashes into the dumpster, and you show up.
Yeah. Immediately, we call the police. They come out, and I see the officer. He's not really questioning what the fuck's going on. He's talking to her. Get the fuck over here, because I'm in rage right now. She's trying to run over my fucking son. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right. This is wrong. This is wrong.
So the officer was more concerned with like her car and like her state.
Because she's crying.
And she was physically okay.
Yeah, she was crying.
Yeah.
I think because her car got fucking totaled. She did it, but she was crying.
And the cop's not even paying attention to like what exactly happened.
I don't even think he really gave a shit, but I told him anyway. And I said, here's what you're gonna do now.
Because he was walking away, right? Like he was like ready to leave and you're like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going right up restraining orders for my shops and my home. You're gonna do that today. Okay. He did it like he was being an asshole, actually, because he didn't want to. Now, I don't know why. Was it such a pain in the ass to do that? I don't know. I don't know what cops have to go through to do that kind of stuff, but you're going to do that because right now this is getting dangerous.
And he wouldn't do restraining orders. He did the no trespassing orders, right?
Right.
And
right.
so that's like a big difference because you wish that he would do a restraining order, but he only could do those.
Yeah. Well, and what I wished at the time is that Sawyer had got the restraining order.
Yeah.
And, you know, talking to Sawyer about it, he didn't want to hurt her feelings. He did not want to hurt her feelings, and he thought, okay, you know, she's got this, it'll be fine. He just thought he had it under control.
But he didn't.
Never did.
So there was just a lot of damages to cars, whether she was like, bashing into his dash and jumping on his windshield or crashing hers into dumpsters. But she also did some things that could have actually possibly killed Sawyer
Or
to his
herself.
car.
Or herself, actually.
Right? I mean, I guess if she was in there, but like she removed his lug nuts.
That was a different occasion,
Yeah.
We're missing so much of the points, but they're in the book.
Right.
And I don't want to go through everything on it, but you're right. She loosened his lug nuts on the car, made him had an accident one time. What? We on next level shit now. What is going on? Can you prove it?
Well, we almost could prove it. There are texts where she alludes to where.
She did, and because he was asking her to pay for the truck, and so there were that. And when he went to the shop, he said some girl had loosened this, and this is what happened. So those were receipts of all those things. And from that point, no matter what, moving forward, I'm making the notes. I got a whole notebook full.
These are the notes that start to begin, and like when she had bashed in the dash and the windshield, you didn't really. I wouldn't say take it seriously, but you didn't.
It angered me, yes, because
you didn't
we paid for these things for him, and you're destroying them. But it wasn't to the point where I'm ready to
You didn't
get charges against you
Yeah,
to
you
say,
have to
okay.
get there.
Well, I mean, it's nothing really that I had done, to be honest with you. Okay? You're young, I get it. You're young, but I get it. But there was things that she was telling me that made me on alert, and that was the part with the bipolar, her family history with illness, mental illness, and things that just weren't equaling up. And they screamed to me, this is real danger here. Real danger here. And, Sonya would tell me she's taking her medicine. Okay, great. Whether she was or not, I couldn't tell. You still being violent as fuck. I don't know.
And you really didn't know the extent of the violence because it started verbally, which I guess that's really normal. It always starts kind of verbally, and then
I think that tests his waters at that point.
Right, and then it went to more of like,
Physical items.
yeah, items, right? Like cars and whatnot. But she slashed tires, removed lug nuts, very dangerous things actually.
Right.
But then there was a moment where it transitioned that you know of for like the first time, where you saw physical marks on him.
Yeah. So the first time, there was many occasions, but the real focal point is when you see something, it changes things. When you see it in real life, you can hear it all day long, but it doesn't have that same impact. I saw a video. What happened was Sawyer came over and he went canoeing with his brother. I saw a mark on his chest as I'm out on the pier, and I'm going, what are you doing? Talking mom stuff. Now keep in mind, Sawyer has a house right now. He's out of the house. He got his own house, so he's in a house. Okay. I think we missed the part where she was even at the housewarming. She wasn't happy for Sawyer. She was pissed. Okay. And I keep telling Sawyer, wake up. This is not good. This girl does not want good things for you. No matter what she says, I know I called her the puppet master. She's being a master of your mind. Stop believing the things that she's telling you. They're not true. You're not a piece of shit. You're going to be fine. You have to break away from this girl. Don't you see what's happened? I don't think he really understood that.
I think you hit the nail on the head that she didn't want good things for him. And I mean, that can resonate with really anybody. I mean, if you look at it, she was calling him a piece of shit during rehab when he's trying to get better. She didn't even really want him to heal, it feels like. She wasn't happy that he was able to get his own plays.
Her biggest problem, I personally believe, is She had a issue, well, not that I personally believe. She even told me that, to be honest with you, but now I think about it more and more. She had abandonment issues. The thought of somebody leaving her put rage in her. It wasn't just, okay, I'm sad. This is rage. You're not going to leave her. It's not going to happen no more. Why? Other people in her life had left her before. Okay. I get it. All right. It ain't my fucking problem still. Okay? Stop putting your hands on my son. That's what I wanted the memo to be. Stop putting your motherfucking hands on my son.
So what did he say when you noticed? Did he
The
own
marks.
up that was from her right
Yes.
away? He didn't even try to cover it
He
up.
didn't try to cover. I think he knew at this point because I'm just waiting for him to cue in. Tell me. He had marks on him, and I said, those are not marks of love. She actually hates you, Sawyer. She actually hates you.
And the video.
He comes upstairs because I'm in my office. I was working, and he comes upstairs and he goes, I've got something to show you. What you got to show me? This boy done got a whole blown video. Now keep in mind, I put cameras in this house. Now why did I do that?
Maybe your intuition.
I already know what a crazy bitch she was. Let's be honest about it. You're not going to trap this the other way around. The cameras are in place. The ring cam's in place. Everything's in place. If you have a problem, you need to call the police. Okay? Anyway, he shows me the video, and what I saw was very, very disturbing. You saw the video. I've showed it to a handful of people. She's screaming and hollering at him because he's, again, cheating. She wants to know who the fuck it is and give up that phone. Sawyer doesn't tell her who it is. He's quiet. He's squandering. He's balled up on the fucking sofa. Like somebody who's been beaten to death, actually. It was quite disturbing for me to watch. I say, yeah, to me, he's not a man because he's my boy, but a grown man balled up in such a format where you're standing on a thing and you're dominating them and you're screaming to the top of your fucking lungs while you're putting your fucking hands on him again. I've seen it on video. I've got this on video.
It's on video. Backpack on. Screaming at his phone and he'd get up. She'd punch him. He'd get up. She'd kick him. And yeah. I saw it too.
Yeah. That was the beginning of, I never want to see this little bitch again. The moment I do, I'm afraid that I'm going to smack the fuck out of her, to be truthful with you. I then was full of rage. Do not touch my son. Do not touch him. All through the process, she was telling me beforehand that only he could fix her. She had that in her mind. She thought that he was going to fix her problems. Sawyer's not a fucking psychiatrist. You need something serious. You need medicine. I'm going to stand beside that.
Well, and even during that time, there was moments where you wished that you had the conversation with her that you shouldn't be putting up.
I did have that. That's the crazy thing about it.
Cheater. You should not.
Oh boy. I already had that conversation with her.
You were trying to make your son look like something.
No!
But you wanted her to just move away. Get away.
I straight up told her, honey, he's a cheater. He's young. He's a cheater, okay? But you're accepting these things. Stop accepting it. I'm trying to give her some guidance because God knows she needs it. I needed it, but nobody told me because I didn't deal. I didn't get caught. She done got caught, and I'm calling her ass out. Okay? That's the difference. When you get caught at something, that's a problem. That puts a label on you. So right now, her label is, she's an abuser. And she's abusing my son. That's what I've labeled her.
And in the video, besides, there was not once that I saw him hit her. And I mean, and honestly, the most
doesn't hit girls.
disturbing thing that I saw was a moment where he literally lifted her and then just like slammed her onto the ground because he wanted her to stop.
Right.
And then he stopped there and he's like, oh my God. He's like, I just did that. He went and got her ice.
Yeah.
And it's all on video.
Now keep in mind, after the fact, she had wailed him in the fucking face as hard as she could. You could hear it. Boom.
Yeah, we saw the punch.
Well, the crazy thing about it is when I'm watching that video as a mother, what the fuck are you going to say? Because this is what I said.
Probably the same thing anybody would say.
Let me go ahead and tell you what I said, because if I don't tell the story right, I'd be a little liar now, wouldn't I?
Well, once again, you're not trying to make yourself look good or him innocent either.
There we go. I said, I'm going to kill this fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I was full of fucking rage. Did I go out that door? No. But my heart went down my stomach. I was so upset. She hit my baby so hard. Oh, I never seen nothing like it before in my life. And to watch it like that, if I'd never seen that, it wouldn't have had the same impact. But I got to see it.
So
I got to see everything.
Right. And what was really important about that evening was it was the moment where you confronted her about what you saw, but she tried to gaslight you with it.
That was over text messages.
Right. But she didn't know there was cameras. She didn't know what you saw, and she tried to convince you was actually the one bashing.
Yeah. Fucking liar.
Well, but this is the part where, this is where it just gets so interesting. For me, as a person that, involved in this process and saw these things, she now knows there's cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet,
that was a really key point right there.
it's extremely key. If she didn't know.
I wrote her in a text and I said, I saw the fucking video of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
She then began to give me fake text messages from her mommy, her whoever. And I said, who the fuck is this? The junkie mom that you call? Or the fucking little bitch that thinks she knows everything? The foster mom. Which one are ya? Okay?
And just to be clear,
It was neither.
Amber was the one that referred to her mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never,
Her real mom.
yeah, that's what she said. There's a lot going to come with that conversation later. Because
I just wanted to have that clarification.
Oh,
That
man.
wasn't your name for
I
it.
would never, no, not at all.
But now she knows there's cameras. Which is so important because by the time all of this is done, we wish she didn't know there was cameras. Right. So, it doesn't stop.
No.
Stop.
We're going to end there.
Okay.
Okay.